It's Sunday night, and you know what that means. It's another edition of the Sunday Night Show with Johnboy and Snicko, bro. Look, we've got an action-packed show ahead of us, so I want to get through this weekly recap very quickly. Snicko, bro, is chomping at the bit to drop his wisdom and Greek mythology segment, and I am keen to rip into the six agains and see where everyone stands after yet another round of action. But let's begin with round two, and on Monday, the Wires, they began our SRL week with a rather comprehensive dismantling of the Panthers, 24 points to 10. You and Maava particularly standing out, a 50-metre effort, plus a diving Dom Young, saw the Warriors get up. The Roosters, they went 1-1. They redeemed themselves after their defeat to the Bunnies last week. Justin Dolby particularly happy with his troops as they managed to overcome a rather well-drilled Tigers outfit, 30 points to 24. Jeff Keane will be disappointed with his men's efforts. It's a close game and one they probably couldn't afford to drop going into what will look like a very tough matchup against the Raiders next week. We had finished off Monday night with the Bunnies, and the Bunnies got utterly dismantled by the Raiders in what proved to be Sonny Tyer's last game as Bunnies captain. He stepped down to go seek opportunities abroad. Stepping into his place, it seems like Arch Manning, and he has a job to do. The Raiders, well, they were rampant, and Riley Flynn had his way with the Bunnies defense. 42 points to 12 is not how the Bunnies probably saw their week two going, especially after that win over the Roosters. Tuesday night saw 3 games and 3 barnstormers at that. The Storm, they defeated the Titans 36 to 24. It was actually a lot closer than the score had suggested. I thought the Titans looked quite good. They just faded midway through the second half and let the Storm expand their lead. The Dolphins, that's the upset of the round. They became 32 points to 6, and I did not see that coming. I've made no secret what I thought of the Dolphins' chances and of avoiding wooden spoon so far this season, but they proved me wrong. Jacob Morrison with an absolutely electric effort, 2 tries on the week. And what looks to be potentially an SRL MVP threatening season. Lastly, the Seagulls were 0-2, unfortunately, for Mitch Barnes. His boys just couldn't quite overcome the Broncos. Jack Carl, the Communists, they managed to collectively pull some leadership together, and they outlasted the Seagulls 20 points to 18. Our last 2 games saw the Sharks defeat the Eels 30 points to 10 in a very, very different performance to what we saw in week 1. I, for one, am very happy at that. And then lastly, the Bulldogs. The Cowboys either score 50 or they concede 50. They went down 50 points to 32. And Junior Hallier, Ruben Lobbs, and Aaron Beckman will be licking their lips at what they saw from their boys. Maybe some defensive work to tidy up. But all in all, a fantastic effort. That's our weekly recap for the show. Look, we hope you enjoy the rest of it and will be joining us now on the couch. And welcome back to the couch, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that round recap. It's been a busy week in the SRL on the leadership front and on the pitch. But joining me, my good friend, the one, the only Snicko, bro, back for another week, back on the couch. How have you been, bro?
Oh, I've been so good. The week is a long time in the SRL. And I was very happy to hear that we were renewed for another episode. There were some murmurings that staff could take this one away from us, but I've heard on relatively good authority they don't take people away from things that don't deserve it. So good to be here for week 2. Very excited. We've got a big show on our hands. And let me tell you, starting the week off with a win for the Roosters, it doesn't get much better.
No, absolutely. And to be back in the winner's circle is a hell of a thing. I mean, we got back in. We beat the Eels 30 points to 10. It was a bit hairy until the end. We pulled away narrowly. But it's just good to win again, to be honest. We erased the deficit from week 1 and we're back at 0. That is points differential-wise, not on the actual points table. I believe we're hanging around the middle, but I haven't had a look at the ladder until quite recently. It's been a big week in the SRL. We've had one captaincy change, or 2 captaincy changes. We'll speak to the major one and probably the only relevant one to this week's show. Finn Manning in as Rabbitohs captain, replacing the departing Sonny Tyer. I'll talk more about it in my 6 again, but it should prove to be interesting for the Bunnies in the next few weeks. They've come off the rails a little bit, obviously seeing as they lost to the Raiders pretty substantially. Where do you see them going, Snicko?
For Finn Manning's sake, uphill after looking at that roster. Not uphill.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, let's get this ball rolling downhill. Hopefully we'll go 6 again to start us off. How about you begin us, Snicko?
Oh, I would love to. Speaking of teams on the downhill slide, the Newcastle Knights in the finals last season, they've slipped to 0-2 this season, and they just don't look very good.
Bonkers.
I'm not sure what's going on in their team sheds at the moment, but I think they're in for a tough season.
Too early to tell as the gift goes. They've played, I wouldn't call the Dolphins a good team, but the Eels are handy. And, as far as it goes, they've got a young pack, and maybe it'll take a bit of time for the upgrade plans to kick in. But it's not great to be going down 0-2, and then they'll be playing the Sea Eagles, and that'll be, the ultimate test of their quality. For my first 6 again, the Titans are in trouble. They're going to go 0-3 after they get absolutely spanked by us next week. Taupoki knows what he's doing, but troubling that they lost by 50, or they conceded 50 points to the Cowboys.
I'm just going to jump in there and
Yep.
illustrate that my bonkers is not about Tapeko know what he's doing. It's about the Sharks smashing the Titans next week. I just cannot get behind that whatsoever.
I can, I find it hard to believe that it's all well and good on the Gold Coast at the moment when they conceded 50 points to the Cowboys, who then got taken to Canterbury Spankstown by the Bulldogs, and they went down by 30 odd. I've got significant concerns about their defense, and they were close against the Storm until the last 20 minutes, and the Storm really, really pulled away through the forwards. It's a tough one for them. But how about you hit your next 6 again, Snicko?
I would love to. My next 6 again is that the Warriors are still the team to beat. We spoke about it briefly last week, how well they're recruited, and across the first 2 rounds, they just look dynamic on both sides of the field. I don't know how you can argue that. They are clearly the best looking team in the SRL at the moment.
I don't know if you know how much this pains me to say, but the Storm look effortlessly good at the moment. They dispatched a very good team in us and then a not so good team in the Titans. I mean, it's difficult to go past them. I think they're about 1-1.
We'll lock them down as a top 2 then for the moment.
Yeah, fair enough. That works for me. For mine, the Panthers are in trouble. Much like your Knights take, 0-2 is a terrible place to be. I just haven't seen the upside yet. I know they only lost narrowly to the Tigers, and they pushed the Wires all the way, but I don't know, bro. That losing to the Tigers team, who maybe aren't quite as good as I thought. And, again, it's a victim of us only being 2 weeks into the season, but I'm a bit nervous about their chances of making the finals. Losing close games was the death of their season last season, I should say. And
I think I'm
feeling the echoes of it.
Where it's got to start.
Yeah,
I think that if they stop the coin flip, they lock Dom Young in. I think he's clearly the better option at the moment.
Absolutely.
Riley Murray had a really good wing stint also. So who get the best out of 2 players there, the best out of 2 players potentially. But otherwise, I think I have to agree with you. And not good news for the Panthers at the moment. My next, I believe this is our 5th tackle now. I think Manly are going to come good. I think that they're 0-2. They're one of the few 0-2 teams I'm still backing to make the finals.
Yeah.
I know that they cop a lot of hate, this Manly team, for who knows why, but I'm backing them in at the moment. They just got too much quality, I think, to keep losing games. And against the Knights this week, I spoke about a huge game for both of them, because whoever goes 0-3 has a mountain to climb to get back into this competition.
Absolutely. I mean, with Matt, look, we take the piss, but Matty Harris, KCK, get Mr. Owners.
Their back 3 is elite.
That's the best. It's honestly, arguably probably one of the best in the competition. Maybe behind the Sharks, Riley Senior and Ben Cummins are pretty good too. But I co-sign everything you said. They're too good. Mitch Barnes is too good. He knows too much about his craft to continue struggling. For my sixth tackle and a last take, I'm all in on the Finn Manning train. I'm putting all chips in. The Rabbitohs will make the top 8 this season. This is an inspired leadership change. He's handpicked by Sonny Tyre to take this role. And with a team that's 1-1, and they're playing the Broncos next week, which will be an easy W for them. I can't see them not missing the final. I can't see them missing the finals.
Look, I really want to back Finn Manning in, but looking at their roster, I just can't see them winning enough games to make the finals. But new leadership brings new hope, and maybe
it's like Star Wars, bro. It's a new hope. Hopefully we don't get to Empire Strikes Back too quickly though.
Perhaps, yeah. Anyway,
I believe this will take us to the Greek Freak of the Week.
Those who fail to learn from history are condemned to repeat it.
Yeah, very excited for this week's Greek Freak of the Week. We have Justin Plays ChatGPT. And if you have been following along, his story very directly reflects that of Prometheus. Yes, the man who gave fire to humanity. Hear me out here. Prometheus, he gave fire to humanity, and they didn't appreciate him, and the gods punished him. And just like Prometheus, Captain Justin Plays, he loves the use of AI, and he's tried to give it to the SRL. They've rejected him. He's been punished by the SRL gods with a hard loss in his first game, but he's bounced back. And just like Prometheus, I think that Justin Plays, he could eventually be accepted by humanity. His persistence is ideological. He believes in the AI, and I think that with enough belief, he could come good, just like Prometheus did towards the end of his time on those rocks. And so for that reason, Justin Plays, you're my Greek Freak of the Week.
She's the freak of the week.
It's hard to argue with such a stunning analysis, Snicko. But while we're at it, how about we turn to our last segment of the night, our round preview for round 3. And we'll begin with the Monday night games. And of course, our week of action begins with the Eels taking on the Dolphins. We've got the Eels winning by 19+. I believe in ChatGPT, but not that much. The Sharks will take on the Titans, and ladies and gentlemen, this will be your easiest 19 plus of the week. Sharks 19 plus. Johnboy, me, I'm going to score a hat trick. Probably Ben Cummins probably score 3. Nat McCrory will probably kick 5 40-20s. It's going to be a good day at the office if you're a Sharks fan. For Monday Night Football, though, the Panthers will take on the Cowboys at the foot of the mountains. And if history has told me anything, it's going to be one hell of a high-scoring, probably duel, if nothing else. The Cowboys love scoring points just as much as they love conceding them. They'll either score 50 or concede 40. So if nothing else, if you love tries, you should get down and go watch that game. I think I've got the Cowboys by 9-18, though. That's just a little bit too much quality for that Pars outfit, unless they really do sort out their outside back situation. Now, on Tuesday, Finn Manning, the young Padawan, will take the field against the experienced communist force that is the Broncos. Let's go with Rabbitoh's 19 plus action. Yeah, that was pretty easy. Finn Manning's going to score 3 tries and inspire his boys to a second win in the season. They'll go 2-1 and kickstart their finals chances. The Raiders, I have them 9-18 over the Tigers as well. The Tigers have proven themselves to be competitors this season at the very least. I just don't see them getting up over a red-hot Raiders team. Storm Dogs came good last week, no doubt about that. Ruben Mobbs has been firing just like I thought he would. Unfortunately for them, I believe their momentum stops on Tuesday night. The Storm are going to take them out by 9-18 points. It'll be a close game until the second half, and like most games involving the Storm, their superior fitness and conditioning is going to see them through, and they'll beat the Dogs in a tight one at Belmore. And lastly, your boys will play the Wires at Bondi. Oh, no, not at Bondi, at ANZ. Snicko, I'll have you guys in the upset 1-8. Of course, I believe a late field goal from Dolan is going to seal the Wires' fate. And then lastly, I've got the Knights. The Knights tipping up the Sea Eagles. 9-18. I love Mitchie. I love you, Mitchie. I know you listen, but it's hard to get past that Knights team. The Sea Eagles will go 0-3, and the Knights will get their first win of the season, and maybe the road to redemption will begin at home for the Newey Knights. Otherwise, though, Snicko, your previews for the week. What games do you like the look of, and where do you think the action is to be?
Yeah, look, I think Cowboys versus Panthers, as mentioned, are very high-scoring games. I haven't seen that many 50 bombs since I was playing squad fields as a youngster on Fortnite. Get down to those Cowboys games and you're going to see points for sure. Secondarily, I think the Bulldogs-Storm game, the Bulldogs proved a lot of teams wrong when they put 50 on the Cowboys. Coincidentally, last week, the Storm, as mentioned, have just been ethereal in the way they've played, but I think that it could be time for them to crash back down to earth, and the Bulldogs could be the time to drag them down. Could be the team to drag them back down.
Absolutely. I think, look, it's unrealistic for teams to go, the full length 15-0, but that Storm team looks ominous. I suppose only time will tell, though. Thank you all for joining us for another week. It's been a pleasure to have you on the couch with us. I'm Johnboy and Snicko, joined by my good friend Snicko Bro. Take care, brush your hair, and we'll see you in the next one. Mwah.
We got a number 1 victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite, we bout to get down. 10 kills on the board right now. Just wiped out Tomato Town. My friend just gone downed. I revived him, now we're heading southbound. Now we're in the Pleasant Park streets. Look at the map, go to the marked sheet. Take me to your Xbox to play Fortnite today. You can take me Moisty Mire, but not Loot Lake. I really love to Chug Jug with you. We can be pro Fortnite gamers. He said, hey broski, you got some heals in the shield pot?